Today's going to be a super simple video. Yeah, something I did for the first time is I got a job recently. I had 2 jobs, not at the same time, but like one after the other. And it's basically like, it's the first time I've ever had a job, so, and the thing is I learned actually quite a lot from these 2 jobs, so yeah. With my first job, I was working at a takeaway place, so it was like hospitality. With that place, it was, it's the classic job where it's just like, it's the same thing, clock in, clock out kind of vibe. Now obviously in the beginning, because I'd never done this kind of thing before, I was a bit overwhelmed and I was learning a lot, but of course, for those of you who've worked a job for long enough, comes a time where it's like the job is just the same. So I knew that, but I was still learning as I went. And now at this first job I was there for 2 weeks, a full 2 weeks, a very long 2 weeks. Yeah, because I quit at the end for a few reasons. So number one, the pay. I searched up what's the legal pay for someone my age, and I was getting paid like quite a bit less. So like, according to UK law, that's illegal. Now unless it's like a commission based job, then it's fine, because it's like the money that you get paid is based on how many sales you make. That was actually the second job that I was in, so I'll talk more about that later. But yeah, for this standard job, you get paid based on the hours that you're working. I was getting paid a lot less. I was getting paid like £6 an hour, and for me the minimum is £10 an hour. Someone my age, so I'm like 20 now. So yeah, that's illegal. That is illegal according to UK law. And the thing is, I was not going to have that. Some people, because it's a job, they're fine with that. Oh yeah, that's okay, and like they don't even search it up. They don't even search up, they don't even try to figure out, hold on a second, is that actually legal? By law, is that fine? And the thing is, it's like everyone in that workplace, in that takeaway place, was getting paid, including myself, in cash, like cash in hand. So it's like, already it's like, that's a red flag, because not because that isn't illegal, it's because when you do that, you're avoiding paying tax. My employer avoids paying tax on every single one of his employees, because he pays everyone cash in hand. Not to mention he pays less than he's legally supposed to. And the thing is, I don't have to guess, I know that the people there that are working there, they're still working there, and it's like probably they're settling for less. And yeah, another reason I left is because the boss, at the beginning I was like, yo, boss is kind of cool, the owner of this place is kind of cool. But then the thing is, it was like, we were cleaning some chicken, and the thing is, it's like, if you don't know in a takeaway, maybe you do know, but yeah, I guess for everyone who doesn't know, when we get the raw chicken, before we cook the chicken to be brought to the front where it's served, we take the hairs off. Sometimes there's hairs on the raw chicken, on the skin, so we take it off because like it's unhygienic, basically, for the customer. It's unhygienic. I guess like that's what's considered like hygienic practices in food places, right? We get rid of the little hairs. There's small hairs on the skin, we get rid of them. On one of the chickens there were hairs, and then he basically was talking, like, was swearing about towards his own employees while I was next to him. Well, they didn't know. It's like talking badly about behind the backs of his own employees, like swearing about them. It was like, yo, okay, yeah, probably not the person to work for, because it's like, if he's done it with other people, if he did that to his employees, then he's probably gonna do it to me. Like, I'm like, surprise, I'm probably gonna be next. And the thing is, I mean, when I left, I sent a message to one of the managers, or just before I left, I sent a message about the pay, because it's like, you're allowed, if an employer is paying you less than the legal minimum, and if you ask them to pay you the legal minimum but they don't, then you're allowed to report them to the HMRC. Okay, you're allowed to do that as an employee. You are fully allowed, and you can do it anonymously, and your employer will never know that you reported them. They won't know. The thing is, I said that in the message, like, if I'm not paid the legal minimum for my age, then I'll report your boss to the HMRC. And I think that was probably quite a threat to him, because, I mean, anyway, I just decided I'll just leave, to be honest. And then later on that day, I went in to collect my wages. Yeah, I got my wages for my 2 weeks, correct wages, and then I left. And I mean, from looking at his behaviour and looking at the way that he was talking, he's probably going to talk bad about me as well. So yeah, but also, like, I don't care, because it's like, it's not my problem, it's his problem. That's his fault, that's his choice to pay his employees less than they're supposed to. And if someone takes it up further, if someone comes along like me, and like, I don't take that lightly, and like, you know, I'm not willing to tolerate that, then it's like, that's his fault. He's the one who's made that mistake. So yeah. Yeah, that was my first job. Did that for 2 weeks, then I dipped. It's like, yeah, finished. So, and then after that, I did not slow down in terms of like taking action, moving towards getting another job. I did not slow down, because the thing is, within 1 week later, I had gone through the full interview process with a different company, with a sales company, a direct sales company, where you talk directly to the customer, go directly to them. Yeah, literally within 1 week, I was out of that job, and then I was in the office of my next job. And then the Monday after that week, that was my first day, that Monday. So during the week after I finished my takeaway job, I was doing a lot of interviews. To be honest, I applied for 4 jobs. 3 of the companies came back to me asking for interviews. 1 of them took me all the way and they hired me. So yeah, I think with my CV I kind of figured out a good format of like how to write with clarity, and how to tailor the CV individually to every job that you apply for, without spending like an extra 20 minutes changing the CV for every job. So I figured out small things that I can do to make my CV stand out. Oh, by the way, it's really sunny. It's been so sunny today. It's incredible. Jolly good weather for England, honestly. Especially in like at the beginning of flipping November, bro. It's flipping November and we're getting sun. That's crazy, bro. Okay. Yeah, so with this second job, I think it was definitely much better in terms of, you know, pay, because like it was online, you know, through through my actual online bank account. So yay, it's actually good, good stuff. Well done. Also, because like with that takeaway job that I was doing, I'm pretty sure that was just one chain. The owner just had that one physical location and didn't have another location. So it's like, if your company ain't big, you can get away with paying every employee that you have in cash. Yeah, second company was definitely much better. Also in terms of the actual office culture, because the thing is, there was like genuine progression opportunities that you were told about like up front in the interview process. So it was very clear that like, oh, okay, I'm going into a company where it's much clearer to know what I'm doing, what goals to set, what I should be striving for. And then also like just like the culture there as a sales job, it's like it's a game of failure. Like, you're gonna get more no's than yeses, because what we were doing is we were going door to door, basically signing up people for charity. And like, you may speak to 100 people, but only 3 people might sign up. 3 to 5 people might sign up. That's the statistic that they give us. And so it's like they told us that the minimum amount of people that we should be talking to, not the doors that we knock on, the amount of people that open the door that we talk to, should be 100. At least 100 every day. Because at that point, they can give genuine advice that they know would work. If you do less than 100, you're not speaking to enough people. So the only advice they can give to you is to speak to more people, be urgent between doors, leave people quicker who are not qualified to sign up. This kind of thing. Like, you need to be quicker, and you need to work your territory better, the area that you've been assigned for the day to go around knocking on. So it's just like self-responsibility, taking ownership. If you want something, go get it yourself. Basically, like this kind of culture, like encouraging that way. It was encouraging in that, and like taking action quickly, and just like moving fast in general. I love the planes. There's lots of planes around. I love planes, big planes. I just love that culture. But definitely a big step up from my first takeaway job. So kudos to them. Good points, green flags there. Support as well was there. I was getting supported and getting coached to make sure I was getting results. But the thing is, they set us weekly targets for new people, and I never met them. I never met the weekly sales targets. Like, first week I was supposed to get 3 sales, then after that 4 sales, then 5, then 6. I stayed there 4 weeks. I was there 4 weeks. I never hit the target on any week. To be honest, like, the most amount of sales I made was my first week. Or shall I say, sales that were logged on to, like, through my account, because basically we would have a tablet. Like, that's how we take the details of the person who signed up. And then for every person that you sign up, you get commission. It's different for every. So if you sign up someone who's an older person, then you're going to get more commission than someone who is younger. So with this job, when it got to my 4th week, there were times before that where I had really struggled in training, and I was just like, generally I was just struggling to get sales. And then on the 3rd week I asked if someone more experienced could come with me, because the thing is, I was going alone at this point. From my 2nd week onwards, I was going door to door alone. And the 1st week you get someone. I wanted to work with someone, and I got results on that day. I got an extra sale from that day. But I was like, the thing is, I don't know if it's me, or I don't know if it's the support, maybe, I don't know if it's my fault for not asking for more support. But the thing is, when it gets to my 4th week, I made nothing. No sales. No sales. Basically, at some point, the manager, actually step above that, the owner of that office, came to me and said basically like he's such a good guy, such a kind man. Like he said, like he's worried for me financially. And so he says like, if you don't meet your target for this week, then you should probably move on. And that's what happened. You know, I didn't make anything on the 4th week. And the thing is, it's like on that 4th week, you know how the minimum, I said the minimum number of people you should be speaking to, that I was told was 100 people. My average was like 110 every single day. That was my average, because there was one day that I did 130 people. Like, it was the most that I've ever spoken to. And yeah, I was consistently getting really high numbers, but the thing is, every single day I got 0. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I got 0. On the evening on Friday when I got home, I was contemplating whether I should just finish and just quit. So basically, I didn't do Friday, because yeah, I just felt like, okay, I've got 0, and basically the goal now is to get 6 sales in 2 days, Friday and Saturday, because they were open on Saturdays. At some point I was just like, well, I'm just gonna finish. To be honest, I'm done. I think I'll just move on. Yeah, it's not good to keep thinking about such things like, oh, was it my fault, was it their fault? Honestly, who cares? The main point is, if you just move on, if you make decisions quickly, then it doesn't really matter. I learned a lot. I learned the importance of standing up for myself. You know, it's important to stand up for yourself, for what you believe is right for you. I learned to take action more in my 2nd job. I learned the meaning of hard work, how valuable doing hard things is. Because to be honest, up until that 2nd job, I hadn't really done anything hard, like really properly hard, that actually pushed me. That takeaway place, okay, maybe it was kind of physically demanding at times, but it was only at the beginning, because towards the end, I started getting the hang of it. Even in those 2 weeks, I was like, okay, this is kind of becoming easy. I'm getting the hang of what I'm doing. Like, that was really hard, my sales job. That was much harder than the takeaway job, working in that shop. So yeah, that's what I learned. Most valuable thing I've learned so far, honestly, in my life. It's like just how important how good it is, how good it can be for you to do something hard and to challenge yourself. Not to do something mind-numbing for like 10, 15 years, staying in the same job. I mean, I don't understand how some people can do that. Like, how can you do that? How can you stay in a job that you don't like and not figure out that it's time to move on? Like, I find it strange that people are still doing, to this day, there are probably still people doing that. Something that I stand by is that you should never be comfortable with where you're at. But the thing is, I mean, that's definitely with me, because it's like, because of how big my goals are, how much I want to do, how much of an impact that I want to make. So that works for me. But the thing is, it's like most people, they don't really have those kinds of goals. They have the goals that are given to them by the system. The system is designed to keep you as a worker, to make you into a worker. You know, go to school, go to uni, get a job, retire, die. As bleak as it may sound, that is the system. That literally is the system. That is the school system. That's what it's designed to do. It's designed to get you into a job to build someone else's dream. I mean, that's not me. So it's like, that's why I'm doing this. That's why I say you should never settle with where you are. You should always be moving forward, you know, figuring out what to do. Doesn't matter if it's small things every day. The point is, don't stop moving. If you can't run, walk. If you can't walk, crawl. But just don't stop moving. You know, do something small every day, one thing every day. Honestly, if you do like 1 to 2 to 3 things every day that work towards your goals, even if it's just 30 minutes to 2 hours a day, you're better off than like the majority of people in the Western world, and in general just in the world. Like, you're making real progress, you're building consistency. And I think that's what people admire the most. It's consistency. And it's like, you don't get any claps until you're successful. So it feels hard to be consistent. It feels hard because you don't get any recognition. But it's just a fact of the world. It's like, when you're not successful, like, you don't get much recognition for it. You don't really get anything for it. But then suddenly, when you're, after all that hard work has paid off and you have success to show, like, now people are like calling it like it's like an overnight success. Like, bro, overnight successes don't really exist. You don't really exist. Overnight successes, and I'm not talking about the lottery. I'm saying that the lottery is not an overnight success. Because yeah, you go from being broke one night to being rich the next. But at the same time, it's also like, you have the money, but you didn't build the nervous system to be able to believe that it's possible to have that amount of money. You know, and it's like, most people, when they win the lottery, within 1 year, it's gone. And they just spend it all. They just spend and spend and spend. And the thing is, it's like, it destroys relationships. It ruins their lives. It ruins their lives. Like, only someone who maybe like has a business or is like building wealth, or like believes that it's possible to have that amount of money, if that person wins the lottery, then they're way better off. You know, they're in a way better position because they've done the work beforehand. With where I'm taking my channel, well, now because I finished with my jobs and now I'm at home, yeah, I'm going to be applying for more other jobs, trying to get another job to give fuel to ideas that I have. Because like, I want to learn about hydrogen, and the thing is, I want to make something to do with energy. I want to solve energy problems in the world. So that's where I'm going, and I'm going to show progress of that. Yeah, I'm going to be releasing some videos in the coming weeks about what I've been doing, something I've been doing I haven't shared about, so I'm going to share that. And yeah, in general, just like figure out what you want in life. Don't take what the system tells you, what society tells you as an answer. Don't take that as an answer, because you'll never have a life that you're happy with. You'll never be fulfilled if you do that. Make a stand. Like, do it for yourself. Don't abandon yourself just to fit in, just to make sure people feel comfortable around you. Because like, the thing is, if you do that, no one really knows who you are. So the people that want to know who you are, that want to be benefited by you and what you do and your energy and what you're able to give to this world, they can't find you. They're going to go find someone else. Okay? They can't find you because you're abandoning yourself and you're, giving in to the system, in a sense. Or like, if you just take the way of the way of the average person, the way of the average man, average woman, that's a funny way to put it. So it reminds me of a book, like, or that movie, The Way of Water, like the way of the oh yeah, there was a book, The Way of the Superior Man, and instead of that, it's like the way of the average man. The way of the average person. Ooh, that's a good one. The way of the average person is literally to rely on the system, rely on the government. You are not entitled for support from the government, because the government can't support everyone. You need to take your life back into your hands. And it doesn't mean doing something crazy. No, it just means doing something small every day, building something small. It doesn't have to be crazy. As long as it's something that you're proud of, then that's what matters. That's really what matters. So take charge. Have a good day.